Hello class. Today we're going to discuss about the introduction to accountancy, business, and management. Before we discuss about this chapter, let's first read the learning competencies. So at the end of this chapter, learners are able to define business, management, and accounting, describe the nature of accounting, explain the functions of accounting in business, and narrate the history or origin of accounting. Okay, let's start with a definitions, nature, and functions. So, business. Business refers to individuals and groups organize efforts and activities to produce and sell goods or services for profits. So when we say business, daw muna ang mga groups or organizations nga mag-sell of goods and products for the profit. So when we say profit class, mo na siya ang ginansya, gitawag nato na siyang ginansya. So tanan income minusan nato sa revenue or mga nagastos sa business. So ang nahabilin ana mo na siya ang profit. So ang profit gi-use na sa kanang business owner baron to buy sa needs or kanang sweldo sa mga employees. And when we say goods and services, so goods and services mo na siya ang product. Pero if goods itself, goods are tangible products, so what we see, touch, or store to satisfy the human's needs and wants. So examples of goods are foods, clothes, or furniture. And then there's actually two types of goods. So the first one is consumer goods. Consumer goods are for personal use only. So muna siyang kanang madali na to og gamit ra, or pwede siya mapalit sa sari-sari store lang. For example, mga shampoo, toothpaste, foods, clothes nga atong magamit. While the second type of goods is the producer goods. So muna siya ang goods nga used to produce other goods or services. So examples, mga machines. Or let's have tela. Tela as an example. Tela is a producer goods. And then ang tela maka-create na siya og clothes, di ba? Mag-create of clothes ang tela. So from the producer goods, na-create siya of clothes, nga nahimo siya another goods or services, which is consumer goods na siya. So after goods, services is muna siya ang actions or work done for customer. So example sa services is mga salon for haircut or pariban sa buhok. That is services. Also kana mga massage gani spa, that is example of services. Naa say type of business nga naa ang goods na pud ang services. Example ana kay mga restaurant kay they sell goods ra ba, like mga foods. They sell foods and nag-service sila sa mga customer nila. Like ang waiter mo service sila sa customer. So that is goods and services. And there are three elements of business. So the first one is input. So input is economic resources used to produce goods and services. Mana ang inputs. So example, ang input is like the money, raw materials, labors, equipment, o mga technology. So ang input mo siya ang the starting point para maka-create ka og something or maka-start ka sa imong business. And the second one is the process. So the process, systems or methods that transform inputs into outputs. So ang kaning process is like ari na balong ang manufacturing, planning, decision making, and management. Para ang imong na-start sa input is naa siya outcome, which is the output. And the output is the final goods or services that generate economic benefits to or economic benefits or returns. So, ang output, mo na siya ang result na siya after sa process. Muna ang mga goods or services that are sold or provided sa customers. So, na siya kanang ang output na siya benefits, of course, like maka-profit, income, or return of business. So, those are the three elements of business: input, process, and the output. Okay, let's move on sa other definitions of business. A business daw is simply an organization or resources and acts of an exchange of things of value between the enterprise and other parties. So, kaning mga exchange nila of things are like money or mga trading resources between the enterprise and other parties. So, from sa mga negosyo to sa employees, owners, customers, o mga suppliers. Okay, then let's proceed. A business process and information. A business starts with providing money and other resources by contributors of capital funds. So, a business, dili ko na siya maka-start without capital. So, when we say capital, it is provided by contributors of capital funds like owners, investors, or stakeholders. So, these contributors, muhatag ni sila og money or other resources like equipment or property. Okay, without this initial support, dili makastart ang business. Kay the business would not have means to operate, buy supplies, hire workers. Then, it needs to acquire and maintain other assets. So, after maka-receive sa capital, the business uses to acquire assets. So, ang assets are the things the business owns and to operate. So, mao ni siya. These assets include buildings, machines, tools, vehicles, inventory, and technology. And to maintain these assets, of course, the business needs to take care of them. So, like mag-repair og mga equipment, mo-update og mga technology, replace og kanang worn-out items para ang business maka-continue siya to operate efficiently without any problem over time. So, business people want the enterprise to survive, succeed, and grow. Of course, ang mga business people or kanang involved sa business, ganahan jud sila mo kanang success, survive, and grow ang ilahang business. So, to survive is dapat daw ang business is to continue without failing. And to success is to earn profits. Masatisfy ang mga customer and mo-work efficiently ang business. And in order for the business to grow, dapat mag-expand ang business. Like na ay mga new branches sa other area na or other places, and then mag-produce na sila more product and services. So that is sa business process and information. And the letter B is business transactions. So let's talk about business transactions. Business transactions are exchanges of money, goods, services, and other things of values as agreed between two or more parties for a consideration. So, ang customers muhatag og money, tapos ang business muhatag sila sa customer og product or services. So, mao na ang way sa transactions, pag-exchange na between customers and the business. Tapos, nana sila exchange based sa ilahang agreement. So, dapat na ay consideration. Consideration is something that is agreed to be received in return to what is giving. So, consideration mo siya ang value nga na-receive in an exchange. So, money ba na, goods, services, or promises, basta to perform an action. That is consideration. Okay, that's all for my part. Then, let's proceed to the next reporter.
So next, Let me start by saying what basic exchange activities means. So, these are the core things that every business or group or even organization like school or hospital does to work well and share value with others. So, when we say exchange, we're talking about trading something, maybe money, goods, or even kanang help to get what we need to reach our goals. So, there are examples of exchange. First is financing. Financing means every group needs money to start to kanang keep going and to grow sa kanang business nila or unsa man lang gibuhat ka nga kanang maybe store, di ba? Kinahanglan na nila og kanang kwarta para makasugod. So kanang and that's where financing comes in. Ara mo sud ang financing ug mag-build na ka og kanang business. So for example, kanang imuhang silingan kay kanang ganahan mo open og small business like kanang sari-sari store. So kanang they might need money bitaw para kanang mo rent og space, mo palit sa mga kanang i-build nila sa kanang store or kanang mo makakuha silang first set of kanang goods na ilang mabaligya. And then where do they get that money? So kanang they could use their own savings, kanang muasa silang family nga kanang mo lend og kanang money bitaw para maka-help sa ilang business nga itukod or even kanang mo-apply sila og kanang small kanang loan from a bank. So all of that are part of financing. So financing gyapon na siya kay kanang mo lend na ka og money. And then next is investing. A lot of people mix up kanang financing and investing kay lagi daw same ra kuno ang duha, but they are different, okay? So financing is about getting money, while investing is about using money. So imong paggamit sa kanang kwarta nga imong kanang gipagawas. And then to make more money or work better kuan let's use the sari store gyapon as an example. So once the store is open and kanang nanay ginagmay nga kwarta nga na kanang nagahin, the owner might decide na kanang mo invest na pud og something new, maybe like kanang mo palit sila og kanang small refrigerator kanang para makabaligya sila mga cold drinks, di ba? And kanang mo palit sila dagko nga sulanan para makanana pud sila butangan silang kanang lahi na pud nga kanang product ba na diha or kanang sa na ilang display diha. And then para na sila ma-display na pud daghan ba. And then by spending money on these things, and then they hope to attract more sa customers. And kanang the more biya nga daghan ka og display sa imong usa ka business kay the more sad nga na kay earnings, di ba? And then third is personal or human resources. So let's talk about personal or human resources. So this is just a fancy way of saying the people who work there or how we take care of them. So no matter what kind of group we're talking about, people are the ones who make things happen sa imong kanang business. So for a sari-sari store kay kanang man siya. Sa sari-sari store kay that might be the owner themselves. So syempre owner gina or maybe nag-hire sila o ganang laing tao kanang isa kung mabisi sila kanay makapuli sila. So mo na siya ang personal or human resource. And then fourth is purchasing. So this is simply buying the things we need to do sa tuang business. So every group biya kay has kanang to get materials, tools or services nga kanang mo operate sa usa ka kanang business. So let's go back to the sari-sari store gihapon. So the owner has to kanang purchase rice, canned goods, soap or other items na mabalian nila sa customer. So muna siya ang purchasing. And they have to find good suppliers para kanang ma-compare nila ang prices nga kanang ma-make sure nila nga ang ilang ma-make sure nila nga they're getting a good deal bitaw sa ilang kanang purchasean, and they make sure that the products are good quality. Kaya syempre if good quality imong product nga mabaligyan sa customer, ila ba nang balikon ba na nila. So mo na siya ang purchase, kung purchase ka kanang mga butang na imo na pong idagdag sa imong business. Ang fifth is conversion. So this is just what really this is just turning the things we buy into something we can use or sell. So let's take a different example na pod. So if na kay bakery, di ba, purchase you purchase flour, sugar, eggs, and butter. Then you convert those things na kanang into kanang bread, cakes, or even cookies that people will buy. So mo siya ang conversion. Like kanang ang conversion is about adding value sa imong kanang gipang palit ng mga butang. Kanang kuan pwede siya mabaligya or unsa pa na diha. Ang number 6 kay revenue. So lastly is revenue. So this is the money we earn from what we do. So kanang once a group nga kanang mana sila mga buhaton nila mga activities, kanang got financing, investing in what they need, hired good people, or purchase materials and converted them into products or services. Revenue is what comes back in return. So mo na siya if kung sa sari-sari store pa kanang wala, ang revenue is the money customers nga imo nga gihatag sa imo or gipay. So mo na siya ang kanang like pabalik nimo pabalik nimo ang kwarta. Revenue is mo na siya. And then let's now dive into a related topic, which is transaction groups, company roles, counterparties, and exchanges. So these are all about who is involved in exchanges and what parts they play and where or how these exchanges happen. So first, what are transaction groups? So transaction groups as categories of people or organizations that take part in exchanges. So kanang they are groups daw nga kanang mo share similar reasons for doing business or similar kanang roles sa market. Like for example, let's use the sari store again. So ang transaction groups kaya here might include man siya ang example sa transaction groups para masabtan gyud nato. Kung sa consumers is also a kanang transaction groups kaya mao man ni siya ang people kanang para sa imuha nga kanang mo and sa kuha nga mo palit mo palit og food or soap sa ka store. So man siya consumers. Ang small business owners kaya mao na siya ang the person who runs the sari-sari store, man siya ang tag-iya sa store. And then ang suppliers kay companies or farmers who sell rice, canned goods, or other products para sa store. And then financial groups kay banks or leaders who is on each side of an exchange, diba? So it's like kanang sorting players into teams, kanang makita kung saan nila pag-interact. Una siya ang transaction groups. And then ang company rules, kay every business or organization has specific jobs, so it does to make exchanges for. So these are company rules. Mga siya company rules. Kung naon ang company rules kay kanang ilang mga rules sa lang usa ka business. So kung sa basketball team pa kanang where some kanang napoy mo ban na kanang mo kan as a coach, mo kan as a kanang mo play guard or kanang mo forward man asa man siya kanang like kanang kuan na pa diri like example nga mas masabtan pa nato ang company roles. So siya ang company roles, leadership or management. So kanang people who decide what cars to make, how much to charge, and where to sell them. So na siya kung example nato kay ang car nato kanang manufacturer sa ka company. So ang leadership or management kay mao siya mo decide kung unsay kanang paano sa nga car ang buhaton o ganang unsa pila ang ibaligya nila o ganang asa na nila ibaligya. So kung sa production team pa kay mao siya ang workers so nga kanang build a car kay kanang sila ang kanang they do the conversion kung di ba ang conversion kay mao man siya ang kanang buy the things nga mabalyo tanado nga mamuhat na to. So mao na siya ang production team and workers who build the cars. So nalido the conversion activity we talked about earlier. And then kanang di ba even small business kay have rules man, even kanang sari-sari store kay naagi rules kay kung ang owner kanang might do all those roles at first but when they grow kanang they will hire kanang people na biya nga kanang mo take on a specific role na sa usa ka store kay kuan kanang if busy ang owner kay naray na sila mga role nga ilang pambuhaton sa usa ka store, and each role is important because it makes sure that one part of the exchange process doesn't get ignored. So mo na pinaka-importante sa kanang kuan sa company roles. And then ang counterparties kay kanang ang counterparty is the person or group you are doing an exchange with as mo na siya kanang mupalit ka og example if mupalit ka og soda kanang from sa ka store, then you are the counterparty kuno kanang you are the counterparty sa ka store owner, and ang the store owner pod kay is your counterparty too, di ba? Kanang if the store owner kay kanang mo palit og rice sa ka farmer, so ang farmer kay mao na ilahang counterparty nya, and then if the store takes out mo siya kanang murag bitaw makig counterparty mo kaming duha. So ang counterparty kuno kay can are just the other side of any deal. So when two sides agree to trade something like money or goods, they become each other's counterparties. Mao na siya. Like it's important to know who your counterparty is kay kanang kung kaybaw ka nga kinsa imong counterparty kay it might help you to make sure nga ang imong exchange is kanang fair, safe, and kanang mo-work sa imong duha, di ba? And then lastly is exchanges. When we talk about exchanges here, we mean kanang places or systems where transactions happen, or sometimes kanang the act of trading itself. So kanang exchange kay diba kanang more siya trade na biya. So these are kanang different kinds of exchanges. So first kay na ako example exchanges. First is physical exchanges. So these are real places where people meet to trade, like kanang a public market kay kanang where farmers sell vegetables to vendors. So kung ang vendors kay mo sell sa customers, siya ang physical exchange, like physical as a word itself, physical exchanges. Kung mag-meet ang usa ka kanang trader, di ba? And digital or online exchanges kay these are websites. So kuan siya di sa physical, digital na siya or online. So as the work itself online, so websites na gamit sa ilang pag kanang exchange, no? And then like di silang kanang without meeting face to face ba ang ilang pag kanang trade. And then financial exchange kay these are special places like or online systems where people buy and sell things like stocks or bonds. So kani siya, so for example kanang if a company kay wants nga mo raise og money by selling shares of its business, it might do that on a stock exchange, and people kanang who want to invest by those shares there. Mo na siya kanang about lang siya sa company. So exchanges daw kay make it easier kanang make it easier for counterparties to find each other. So agree on prices, kanang make sure nila nga ang trades kay kanang are done in a right way. Without exchanges kay kanang it would be kanang hard biya sa tuwa kay wala matakaybaw kung kanang we don't know where to go buy what you need or kanang to sell kung say naa sa imo, di ba? So mo na siya pinaka-importante kay exchanges gyud. Already learned about the company roles, di ba, and counterparties, transaction groups tie these together by grouping all transactions that share the same purpose. So same purpose ang nila ang kanang ang kanang company roles, counterparties, and transaction groups. So para sa slag purpose. And then nakita mo, let's move on to our final topic, which is transaction cycles. So if transaction groups are about how we organize exchanges, transaction cycles are about how each exchange unfolds step by step. So the slide says that every business transaction has three main parts, which is the beginning, performance or delivery, and ending. So first, the beginning, this is where the transaction starts, di ba? As the word itself, the beginning, sa mga pinakauna, and it's when the counterparties agree to do an exchange. Mao na siya kung di ba kung ang counterparties kay ikaw kung kato gyapon ikaw ang ipalitan, so mao na siya ang the beginning. It's when two counterparties agree sa pag-exchange nila. So kana before any money or goods change hands, there has to be a decision or an agreement between both sides. So mao na siya ang beginning. Dili man na pwede biya nga nang kuan maki-exchange ka sa mga counterparties without without agreement, yeah, diba? And then next is performance or delivery. So this is the action part of the transaction. It's when both sides do what they agreed to do. So one side gives what they promise, like kanang goods, services, or kanang money, and the other side receives it. So siyang performance or delivery. And then and then ang the ending, this is when the transaction wraps up. So siya kanang from the word itself, ending. So kanang it's when both sides confirm na nila nga ang exchange kay was done correctly, like fairly, and then kanang mo na siya if na-agree na ninyo tanan, if na-agree na ninyo inyong kanang mga gipang exchange, then the deal is closed. Mo na siyang ending. So sometimes kanang this includes nga kanang checking that everything is as agreed, or finishing up paperwork man na mo paperwork makig-exchange mo sa paperwork aw man inyong counterparties kaya makig-exchange nga na paperwork, so di pa dagang fill upan. So mo na siya if man na mo then mo na siya kanang ang deal kay wala na end na siya. So to sum it up, transaction cycles are the step-by-step journey of every exchange from the moment na ang two sides agree to trade, and then to when they deliver what was promised, to when the deal is fully closed. Mo na siya kanang so ang transaction cycles for the word itself, transaction cycle na siya kanang beginning na delivery sa ilang trade, and then close ending.
Next one is we have the management. So the management is defined as an organizing and coordinating business activities to achieve set objectives. Muna daw siya og oiled machine nga need og proper maintenance. It can also be compared to sa usa daw ka juggler na it keeps all aspects in sync. Mura sa it can also be compared as sa kanang sports team coach nga it can guide sila towards a common goal. So there is a common home analogy ani or kaning sa usa ka household is ang ila dong gikuan is good parenting. So good parenting kay kaning they take care of their child, so kaning effect ana kay ilang child is nindot ang pagtubo or has a ganing nindot nga growth or well-being. So sa company, if ang business kay nindot og ganing stewardship or sa household is good parenting, kay kaning ang management kay maka-make sure nga ilang business will run smoothly and mo grow jud. So natay gitawag nga functional management. So ang functional management is kay it helps support overall general management, and mao ni siya ang key idea which kaning it centers stewardship. So speaking of stewardship, sige ta kisgotan ni stewardship since sige ta kisgotan ni so steward unsa man trabaho aning stewardship. So stewardship has two main jobs. Its main jobs is saving resources so the business can keep running, and making that the resources move available by using them well and correctly. Kung ang business is makamake og more money rather than kaning its costs and expenses, or rather than money nga ilang spends kay daghan sila og income, so iyang assets kay mo grow. So ang kaning ang assets nga ni grow kay maka-benefit siya or mabalik ang money or mabayaran balik ang owners and its investors. So once nga steady na ang imong business or makarun na steadily ang imong business, so kaning it can grow using its own equity and liability instead of using money like personal or kaning dili sa company, instead of using kaning money nga dili sa company or outside the company. So makaran siya using the company's own money. Management also helps make sure that transactions and exchanges happen smoothly through the relationships the business has built. So next, A. Financial objectives, survival and growth. For business to survive, management should be able to cover all its costs and operating the business and the cost of loans and borrowing extended by the creditors. For business to grow, it must earn to cover the business expenses and the cost of capital contributed by the owners. So as stewards, managers focus on two key interconnected goals sa business, which is ang survival and growth. So for survivals, ang management kay mao'y mo take actions like mag-secure sa safety measures, ensuring assets, pag-deposit sa og kaning pag-deposit og kwarta properly and pag-maintain og good credit by paying sa obligations sa company on time. So kaning ang obligations sa company on time na need nila bayaran ay ang obligation sa company na need nila bayaran on time, like mo na ang like kaning salaries and loans. For the second one is ang growth. For growth kay ang business is need nga maka-earn og sobra kaysa sa mga expenses and costs sa owners o creditors, which generates profitability. And ganing profitability kay makaboost sa owners equity and directly supports growth. Consistency, profitable and liquid businesses can achieve long-term solvency, strength to grow over time without over-relying external funding. So next is we have the 4 financial objectives, which is the profitability, liquidity, solvency, and competitiveness. So first is profitability. Excess of income generated over costs of running the business. So profitability is the business making more money than it spends, or ang business pa kay naka-earn og more income than its costs and expenses. So when it comes to income is higher than cost, it generates profits nga ang maka-benefit ani nga profits kay ang owners nga maka-help sa owner ay sa business to grow. So ang profitability kay mo na ni ang excess or sobra nga income nga ma-benefit sa owner nga maka-help ang business nga mo grow. The next, liquidity. Liquidity, ability of the business to meet short-term obligations. So liquidity, ang business ba is maka-pay on time sa ilahang short-term bills or lang short-term obligations nga katakong giingon nga as salaries, loans, and supplier costs. So liquidity is about having enough available resources to cover what's owned right away. So liquidity is just like what I've said, kay makamit nila ang ilang short-term obligations. So next is solvency. Solvency, strength if the business to grow in the long term. So solvency is ang business ba is strong enough to para mo padayon og run in the long term, or makapadayon ba ang imong business ba kay makapadayon og dagan sa kaning dugay pa like 1 year, 2 years. So solvency means having the financial and organizational strength to handle challenges and take opportunities. So solvency is imong company ba is makapadayon despite sa kaning challenges and kaning mo take ba og kaning more opportunities. The next is competitiveness. Competitiveness present and potential attractiveness of business as investment option versus alternatives. So competitiveness is unsa may attractive or nindot sa imong company nga wala sa others, or how well does your business compare to the others. Competitiveness, it's about being attractive to investors and holding its own against competitors over when things like market trends or rules change. So competition, if makaya ba sa imuhang kaning company nga kaning makipagkompetensya sa lain nga kaning, if imong company ba kay kaning attractive para makagain og more investors or customers, even though kaning na ang market trends kay mo change, makaapas ba imuhang competitive enough ba imong company nga makaapas or ana, or maka-join ana, or kani imong company ba is unique enough or attractive enough para makagain og more investors. So these 4 objectives are tracked and measured through accounting, which makahatag og information sa managers that can help them make good decisions for the company to, or the business to grow and run in the kaning long term, or kaning maka-run smoothly.
Hello everyone. Today we are discussing why information is the heartbeat of management and why accounting is considered as language of business. Management and information. To be an efficient and effective steward, the manager begins by knowing its objectives. Information is meaningful, processed, and useful data. Think of a manager as a basketball coach. During a game, the coach is constantly looking at the scoreboard. Why? Because you can't win if you don't know the score. But a good coach doesn't stop there. They look at player status, strengths, and weaknesses to plan for the next game. In business, managers do the same. They use information to manage resources, evaluate their team, and plan for future obligations. What do you think makes information useful? So, however, not all data is useful. Raw data is like noise. Information is the data that has been processed into something meaningful. For it to be valuable, it must act like a compass. If a compass is broken, the explorer gets lost. Similarly, if financial information is misleading, the business falls. This is why we need information. This is why we need 2 things, which is the relevance and faithful representation. So what is relevance? Relevance is the information helps us decide or what matter right now. And faithful representation, the info is the honest truth. Management's responsibility for financial information. For financial information to be reliable, it should be a faithful representation of the transactions and economic events of the business entity. Finally, it is important to remember that the responsibility for this financial report falls on management because it is their job to set up a truthful accounting system and hire the right
professionals to ensure the financial health of the company is reported accurately and regularly. In conclusion, information is the tool, accounting is the language, and management is the steward. Thank you and have a good day.
So, good day everyone. I'm here to discuss about the definitions, nature, and functions of accounting. First up, the heading say we're talking about the definitions, nature, and function of accounting. That just means we'll cover what accounting is called, what it's like, and what it actually does for us. So first, let's talk about the accounting, the language of business. Accounting as a discipline provides the terminology, structure, and formats through which business information is communicated to interested parties. The first big point is accounting, the language of business. You know how when you talk to your friends, you use words you all understand, right? Well, imagine if a bakery owner wanted to tell you a supplier how you're doing or a manager wanted to show their team if sales are going up. They need to wait to talk about money and business stuff that everyone gets. That's exactly what accounting does. So let's talk about the terminology. So special words that every business person knows, like assets. Example is a business. Say assets, everyone knows that means the things they own, like ovens in the bakery or cash in the register. Second is structure. This means a neat way to put information together. So imagine if you writing down the shop sales and bills over random pieces paper. Accounting
True.
gives a clear order like write down the sales first, then bills, and then what you own. So lastly is formats. This is the way we show the information so it's easy to read. For example is ang accounting uses simple tables or reports where numbers are lined up nicely, like a monthly sheet that shows the total sales at the top, then total costs below it. So let's proceed the accounting definitions, function, and process. So accounting is a service activity. Its function is to provide quantitative information, primarily financial in nature, about economic entities that is intended to be useful in making economic decisions. First up is the title, Accounting Definitions, Function, and Process. That just means we're going to talk about what accounting is called and what it's for and how it works. So the big line here says accounting is a service activity. That just means it's something that helps people, but instead of giving you a product like a phone or a drink, it sells information to help you make smart choices with money. So let's break down what that means. Quantitative information, just numbers and facts you can measure, like how much money a business made in sales and how much is spent on supplies. Second, primarily financial in nature. It mostly about money, but can include other things you can measure too. Third is about economic entities. Only group that deals with money, like your neighborhood bakery or a big company or even a group that helps. Lastly is useful in making economic decisions. This is the main goal. For example, if a coffee owner looks at their accounting numbers and sees they're spending too much of coffee beans, they can decide to switch supplier to save money. So to put in simple, accounting is a helpful service that gives you clear numbers and facts and about how a group handles money so you can make good choices about it. So let's proceed the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants or AICPA. Accounting is a process of identifying, measuring, and communicating economic information to permit informed judgment and decisions by user of the information. First, AICP is just a well-known group of accounting experts who help set clear rules for how we're doing accounting around the world. So, identifying, noticing all the money stuff that happens to a business or a group, like when a coffee sells coffee or buy milks. Measuring is figuring out how much those things are worth, usually in money terms, like in the sales were 100 pesos or these supplies cost 500 pesos. Communicating. So this is very important in terms in business. So sharing that information with people who need to know, like the shop owner or someone who wants to invest in the business. And why do we do all this? So the people using the information can make smart choices. Like if the shop owner sees they're making good money from a certain product, they can decide to sell more of it. So to put in plain and simple, the AICPA says something is about finding, accounting, and sharing money information so people can make good decisions. So next slide is American Accounting Association or AAA. Accounting is a process of identifying, recording, and communicating economic events of an organization to interested users. So AAA, they are another group of accounting experts who help explain what accounting is all about. So identifying is spotting every money related thing that happens to a business or group, like when a salon does a haircut or sold for 300 pesos or scissors cost 500 pesos in the book or on a organization to help the salon grow, know what's going on. So basically, the AAA says accounting is about finding, writing down, sharing money events. So last is
Weygand J. et al.
according is a systematic recording of financial transactions and that presentation of the related information to appropriate persons. So first, their definition. They say accounting is systematic recording of financial transaction and presentation of information to the right people. So systematic recording is writing down all money related things in the organized way, not just scribbling them anywhere, like keeping a neat list or when a store buy goods or sells them. So presenting information to appropriate persons. So sharing that organized list with people who need to see it, like the owner of the shop or the business or someone who help manage to the business. Now, for the basic features of accounting, these are just the main things we need to know about it. So, accounting is a service activity. So, it helps people by giving them money information, not physical stuff like clothes or food. And accounting information. It's all about collecting and sharing facts about how a business handles money. Accounting deals with financial information about the transactions and events of business organizations. So this is focuses on transactions and events that involve money, like sales, the bills, or buying equipment.
And accounting in an information system works like a well-organized setup that takes in money details, stores them, and gives out clear reports. So accounting is a process mo niya mga following step-by-step actions. So mo ni identifying, finding what's matter, analyzing is figuring out how it affects the business, and recording is writing down, and classifying is grouping similar things together, and summarizing is putting it all information simple reports, and communicating, sharing those reports with the right people.
The rule of accounting and business management objectives and decisions. The company's financial performance is composed of the totality of its assets, liabilities, and owner's equity at a point in time. Financial profile refer to the company's financial position and performance. The rule of accounting of business management objectives and decisions. Accounting plays a vital role in business management because it provides accurate financial information that managers need to plan, control, and make decisions. Through accounting, business can determine the profit loss, track expenses, monitor their cash flow, and evaluate overall performance. Accounting helps management achieve its objectives by first is planning. Planning is preparing budget and financial forecast. And the second one is decision making, deciding whether to expand, invest, or reduce cost. The third one is control. Control is monitoring operations and preventing losses or fraud. The last one is evaluation. The evaluation is measuring efficiency, profitability, and financial stability. Without accounting, management would rely on the guesswork instead of facts, making it difficult to achieve business goals. So, accounting, art or science? Accounting is both an art and science. It is an art because it requires skills, judgment, and expertise, and a science because it follows systematic principles, methods, and professional ethical standards. Art or science? Accounting is considered both an art and science. Accounting as a science. Accounting is a science because it follows systematic rules, principles, and standards such as accounting concepts, procedures, and laws. It involves recording, classifying, and summarizing financial data in a logical and consistent manner. Accounting. Accounting is an art. Accounting is an art because it requires skills, judgment, and interpretations. Accountants must analyze financial information, make estimates, and present reports in the way that is useful and understandable for management and decision makers. The conclusion of this topic is accounting is both an art and a science. It is a science because of its structured rules and methods, and an art because it requires professional judgment and skill in interpreting financial information to support effective business or management and decision making.
So we proceed. So let's talk about the accounting, business, and management connection. So first is management. So management is entrusted and responsible for decision making and actions to achieve the objectives of the business. So ang management daw is the people who make decisions and give instructions so the business runs well. Let's say for example, ang manager is siya magbuot kung unsay sud-an lutoon, then siya magdesisyon kung pila ang presyo, and siya magsugo sa mga workers kung unsay mga buluhaton nila. Yes. Then, ang second is business. So, ang business daw is a set of resources and processes that are organized to produce goods and services. So, ang business daw is the activity of selling goods or services to earn money. So let's say for example, sa karinderya. So magluto og pagkaon then ibaligya sa customer and mubayad ang customer. So ang pamaligya is mauna siya ang business. So mauna siya is accounting. So accounting provides the needed financial information for management to decide and act timely and insightfully to achieve the business objectives. We can liken accounting, business, and management to a car. So, what is the accounting DI? So, ang accounting is recording and checking money to know if the business earns or loses. So, for example, sa karinderya, money spent or on rice and ingredients is 1,000. So then money earned from sales is 1,500. 1,500. So remaining is 500. So ang writing and checking this money is accounting. So yes, and then ang connection di sa tulo is kanang ang business daw is mao ang mobaligya. Unya ang management is mao ang magdesisyon. And then ang accounting day is mao ang mutanaw sa kwarta kung kung walay usa dili molambo ang negosyo. That's
Good morning, everyone. So the example is about Mr. John and his bakery. He used his retirement money and baking skills to start a small business. He invested 40,000 for renovation and also 75,000 for business capital. So now he need to make smart decisions, and that's where accounting comes in. First is he'll want to know if iyang bakery is nakaginansya ba. And accounting records track his sales expenses so he can see if he's making more money that he's spending. For example, if nakahalin siya og 20,000 and ang iya na spend is 15,000, it means nakaginansya siya og 5,000. Next, he need to figure out how to price his bread. Accounting can tell him sa gastos sa mga ingredients, labor, and other expenses sa different type para sa each type of bread. For example, he might decide it to 10 pesos para makaginansya siya. He also wonder if maka-afford ba siya og another assistant. So pagtanaw niya siya ka account info, he can see if he has enough cash flow para sa dugang tao. If he's making 5,000 profit a month and ang new assistant is cost him 8,000 a month, he might need to hold off on hiring someone until ang iyang ginansya is mo increase. Also, he invested 40,000 in renovating his house and 75,000 on equipment. Accounting can help him see if that investment is paying off over time. Kung nagbunga ba ang iyang pag-invest sa negosyo. He can check how much value the equipment loses each year and makita niya kung nabalik ba ang iyang puhunan. So, accounting can help him find ways to improve his cash flow. He can identify where he can cut off or asa siya makadaghan og halin. For example, maybe he can negotiate with suppliers para maka-save siya sa iyang ingredients, or he can start offering type of bread that's most popular. So it is important nga makita siya og ways para ma-successful ang iyang business. So basically accounting helps Mr. John to make informed decisions so his bakery can be successful and hopefully earn back his initial investment of 15,000 pesos.
So, good morning, everyone. Today, we are going to learn about the brief history of accounting. So, do you know that accounting did not appear suddenly? Yes, wala siya ni appear. But just like the alphabet and numbers, it developed slowly over time. So, as society and business activities grow, so si accounting pod ni grow po siya or ni change po siya over time to meet these new needs. So, accounting is an old civilization itself. It started as simple recording of repetitive exchanges for goods and services in the agricultural setting. So, sa una daw, ang mga tao kay they started accounting by simply recording the exchange of goods and services, especially in farming communities. So si landowners mo na siya mo produce sa land o sa crops while the workers were paid to work on the land. So when the crops produced were more than what the owners needed, ang uban pong crops kay ginabaligya pod for other people. So mao na siya ang way nila sa una to keep track of these activities katong like buying seeds, paying workers, producing crops, and selling goods. Dira na pod nila gina-record ang mga kuan. Ang katong para kuan nila asa ang padong kwarta. So these simple records were the beginning of accounting. So over time, accounting became more organized and important as business grow. So we are now in ancient historic period. So accounting records dating back to more than 7,000 years have been found in Mesopotamia. So this contain the list of expenditures and the goods received and traded. So si accounting though is very old. People have been keeping records of money and goods for over 7,000 years? Yes. In ancient Mesopotamia, ang mga tao ilang i-wrote down what they spent, what they received, and what they traded. So temples kay mo'y nagplayed a big role because they collected taxes and traded, so they needed records. So dira ni pod si accounting. As money and numbers develop, si accounting pod naga-improve. So, around 2500s before Christ, ang accounting were found in Egypt, Greece, Rome, and Arabia. So, ang kings and rulers used accounting to collect taxes, track government spending, o pay for public projects like roads and buildings. So, kuan si Phoenicians Phoenicians even created the alphabet. The alphabet and early alphabet mainly to help with record keeping and bookkeeping. So in ancient Egypt, there was a job called comptroller of the scribes, which means someone supervised record keepers. So parihara ni siya sa modern accounting managers. By 423 before Christ, ang auditing sad kay nagsugod na dira na siya ni began. So auditors check what goods came into and out of the storehouses. So since kay ang auditor kay mo man mag-read reports out loud, so ang word auditor comes from a Latin word meaning to hear. So mo na siya dira nagsugod si auditing. So we are now in 1000s to 1400s development of international trade and finance. So, Europe experienced the growth of international trade along with several financing and organizational innovation. So, between 1000s and 1400s, ang international trade daw kay ni-grow a lot in Europe. So, ang merchants began trading goods with many different countries, not just locally. So, during that time, ang first international companies kay na-create pod. So, ang banking and finance started to develop including loans, interest, and money exchange between countries. So, because trade and finance become more complex, so ang mga tao daw needed na sila og better math skills, especially to calculate interest and convert exchange rate between different currencies. So, merchants and bankers realized that ang Indo-Arabic numbers daw like katong 1, 2, 3, or etc. were much easier to use, mas dali ro siya gamiton kaysa sa Roman numerals like katong I, V, X, or unsa pa na. So, by the late 1200s, ang first practical math books were written in Italy to help merchants with calculations kay ni kuan na pud siya. So this book kay ni spread jud siya across sa Europe and help improve accounting, banking, and trade. So as trade and banking grow, ang mga tao daw kay nagneeded sila og better math and record keeping, which help accounting and finance develop further. So we are now in the 1494 emergence of double entry accounting. So this is the formalization and publication of the double entry system by Fra Luca Pacioli as part of his treatise Summa de Arithmetical Geometria Proportioni et Proportionalita. Ayan, guys. So, in 1494, si Fra Luca Pacioli, known as the father of accounting, explained the double entry accounting system. In his book called Soma, he observed how merchants in Italy recorded their business transactions and organized their methods. So, ang double entry accounting means that every sorry. So, ang double entry accounting daw kay nagkuhan siya kung ang every transaction kay naagi na siya two sides. Ang one side shows what company owns and the other side shows what company owes. So, these are called the debit and credit. So, ang debit records the asset of resources of the business, while ang credit, mauni siya ang the claims of creditors and owners. So, this system kay nag-help siya sa business to keep accurate and balanced records. So, it also helped them track profits and understood who should receive the company's money. So, because of this, ang double entry accounting became very important and is still the basic system used in accounting today. So we are now in the mid 1400s and 1800s, the rise of modern administrative states companies. So during this turbulent period, the founders of states, both monarchies and democracies, saw double entry accounting as a tool for effective state accountability and governance for tax collection, public works, and public debt management. So from the mid-1400s to the 1800s daw, ang modern government started to develop in Europe and the United States. So during that time, accounting became very important because government needed a proper way to manage money. So dili lang ang business, but the government also needed that. So they used double entry accounting to record taxes, public expenses, and public debts. So this system helped government become more organized and responsible, and it also helped build trust. It also helped build trust among the people. So ang accounting was not just for business anymore. It became a tool for a good governance. So in the Spain, ang leaders like Charles V and Philip II passed laws to train accountants because they understood the importance of proper financial knowledge through books. So in France, ang financial reports daw kay exposed problem in the government, which lead to demands for honesty and transparency. So, especially during the French Revolution. And then, ang governments were required to submit, receive, and publish financial records so the public see how money was used as a padung ang kwarta. And then this idea kind of influenced po sa United States, where leaders believed that clear and public accounting was necessary to build strong and trustworthy government. So, over time, ang accounting also helped companies like the East India Company attract investors and improve business efficiency. So, ang accounting nagplay gid siya grabe jud nga role in strengthening both governments and businesses.
So 1760 to 1830, the Industrial Revolutions led by the UK. So before this time, kadaghan sa mga tao nga nagtrabaho sa umahan like growing food, raising animals, selling what they made by hand. That's called an agrarian economy. Pero pag-abot sa Industrial Revolutions, mahimutang ang mga pabrika sa tanan nga dapit like machines, replace hand tools, and we started making way more stuff way faster. So like clothes, cars, and furniture. So kanang whole economy, like kanang na-switch siya from farming to making things. That's manufacturing. So sa 1800s, modern accounting is born. Europe and America. So first, corporations became a thing in the US. Like dili na ang usa ka tao ang nag-mind sa usa ka business or nag-handle sa usa ka negosyo. Instead of one person owning a business, lots of people could invest it. So kadaghang tao nga ga-invest sa imuhang business. So everyone needed clear, kailangan clear imuhang business, limpyo imong business o klaro imuhang business. Dapat ka na ang reliable, numbers to know how the business was doing. So second is railroads were built. Suddenly, businesses could ship goods across the whole country. They needed to track costs like fuel, train maintenance, and shipping fees, and figure out how much to change customers. So, kani nga pagbag-o, kana ang we couldn't just jot down numbers anymore. Kailangan na taog kana ang system to organize financial info, which is what modern accounting is all about. So, kung atong i-connect sa ato ang kaugalingon kung unsa ta sa una, like basically kani nga era nag-scoot og kanang money tracking from a simple notebook to a professional skill. So parehas siya sa kanaang like pag-account sa ato ang mga baon, like kung tigaan tag mga baon kabaluta mo budget, like kung unsa ato mga needed kanaang like for school supplies or phone bills, like kanang nga butang kay nagkadako og nagkalain-lain. So accounting had to grow too. So 1850s, when accounting became a proper profession, so you know how doctors or lawyers or teachers have to go through training and get certified to do their work. Like kunahon-nahon lang na to kay kanaang sama sa mga doktor or abogado or maestra or maestro nga kinahanglan pa sila mag-training o kanaang o magkuha pa sila o kanaang lisensya aron makatrabaho. Well, accounting was not always like that. Before the 1800s, like bisag kinsa pwede makaingon nga gusto ko mag-accounting, like no test, no standards or nothing, like inana ba 1920 to 1940 when we got rules to stop a fraud. Fast forward to the 1920s in America. Like nagkadaghan og nagkadako na ang mga negosyo. But there was a big problem. Some companies were ilang gi-fake ilang numbers to make themselves look richer than they really were. So nahitabo na nagkadaghan na og mga kanang skandalo and people lost tons of money because they trusted those fake reports. So this period became all about fixing. We created formal accounting standards. So usa ka kanang klaro o kanang usa ka lagda for to record money, report profits, and share financial info. It's like having a universal recipe book. So every account make the same dish. So no cheating, no confusion, like that. So kani nga rules makatabang sa ato like para mabalik ato ang trust sa usa ka businesses, and hangtod karon gihimo pagyapon ni nato og kanaang pamaagi para there's still the foundation for how we do accounting. To sum it up, first we meet accounting professional career you could be proud of. Then kanaang maghimo ta og mga rules para keep everyone honest. So like parehas sa kanaang nata sa eskwelahan nga aduna jud kanaang honor code para may bawan og kanang 15 jud mga honor para patas bitaw ang tanan, or how sports have rules to so everyone plays the same game.
Good day everyone, I am Jamie Abali. Today I will talk about the 2000s and beyond, the development of information, of technology and international financial reporting standards. Generally accepted accounting principles have gradually evolved during this period. Rapid changes in accounting practice and reporting occur. During 2000s beyond, accounting kay ni improve because sa international technology, and international standards. With the help of accounting software, accountants can prepare financial reports faster and easier and more accurate. At the same time, IFRS stands for International Financial Reporting Standards or International Financial Report Standards were also used sa tanan countries. Follow the same accounting rules. Accounting software kay is a computer program that helps sa pag-record o organize sa pag-manage sa mga financial records. Instead kanang mag-writing sa notebooks sa mga expenses sayon ra kay kanang kuan sa pag-record kay nanamantay kanang accounting software nga magkuan para kuan ra ba dali ra. Accountancy in the Philippines. 1700s was the Philippines public accounting practice originated. March 17, 1923, it was formally recognized by the Philippines government through Republic Act number 3105. 43 registered accountants in 1923, increased to around 200,000 to date. The state recognized the importance of accountants in nation building and its development. Ang kanang accounting kay na-originated siya sa Philippines pag 1700s. Pag March 17, 1923 kay na-recognize na gyud siya by the Philippines Government Republic Act number 3105. Dayon ang na-registered sa una nga kanang mga accountants kay 43 ra ka buok. Karon kay ni-increase daghan na kay salan og accountants more than 200,000. Dayon ang kanang accountant kay kanang nagpakita jud og kanang paglambo bitaw sa mga sa profession, daghan na kay salan og mga accountants diri sa Pilipinas. Then importante kayo ang mga kanang accountants sa atong Pilipinas, nagpakita og pagpalambo sa atong ekonomiya. That's it.